So one thing I'm pretty curious about, and I think you have some experience with, is the Suboxone program. I think this will be cool.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about that? I've heard it's good for pain and good for opiate replacement.
For my pain, actually.
A lot, huh?
Yeah,
it's supposed to be one of the top pain medicines.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't figure that just because, the opiates, it's not very strong. It's not like I get high off of it or anything. It's just, I just used it to take away my addiction, to take away the cravings.
Yeah.
But yeah, it helped a lot with my lower back.
Yeah.
I was taking other stuff like Lyrica and...
Didn't touch it, huh?
it would get me high. Lyrica would get me all, loopy and shit.
Yeah. But the pain was still there?
Kind of, but I was taking Suboxone at the same time, too. But.
Yeah, I guess the reason why it's so popular is, especially, Europe has been doing it for a long time, using the patches, and they prescribe...
Oh, the buprenorphine, just plain buprenorphine?
Yeah, they prescribe the bigger patches over there, up to, they give people, I don't know, as much as 70 micrograms. Yeah, 70 microgram per day.
I have no idea,
no, per hour, excuse me.
The Suboxone is, it's buprenorphine and naloxone.
Right.
The naloxone, it works to, I'm not sure one of them is
it doesn't work.
Blocker.
That's the big secret of Suboxone, is that the company who made it lied, and they put out this thing that said you can't inject this, and this...
I've heard of people injecting it.
Yeah, and they say, what was the other thing? I don't know. Basically, they made a lie.
I had a friend who was overdosing, and one of her friends, shot her up with it and fucking came right out, yeah.
Huh, it could. The thing that
it does save lives. I think it'd be really handy for any heroin addict to just hold on to,
Yeah. I guess
you never know when that's gonna happen,
I guess the reason that the
You want to smoke some of this? It's just it's just trim and shit.
Oh yeah, it was because the buprenorphine actually binds more strongly to the opiate receptors than the other thing that they put in there.
Okay, it does?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the other thing doesn't even get a chance to attach to the receptors, and that was the big scam with the company that made it. But it's still one of the best medicines available for opiate replacement.
I hope so, dude. Because it is they call it a miracle drug and whatnot. I've had a few relapses on it. Mm-hmm. Well, I use it for addiction and shit, but yeah, you would use it for pain probably.
Yeah, maybe one day. It's pretty spendy right now. The patches are $400.
What?
For a month's supply. So.
Dude,
people are waiting.
I paid. Well, now, at Medi-Cal, I have different insurance, and I'm getting them, just for free, but I was paying, $35 a copay.
Per month?
Well, they were only giving me a week's supply at a time, so then it was, $140 a month, yeah, and so I asked my doctor, and she would give me, a month's supply, and then I relapsed, and she put me back at just once a week, I had to come in once a week and renew the prescription. And yeah, it would be expensive, but then, yeah, it all works out now. But
so it's helping you a lot?
Yeah, it's helping me a lot.
Do you find it mixes well with any substances like marijuana or?
I still I've always liked to smoke cigarettes while I got high on opiates, and I still like to smoke cigarettes whenever I take Suboxone. It doesn't really get you high, but there is a moment where you start to feel a slight euphoria.
Yeah.
And you fall into that blissful mood, and then I want to smoke a cigarette. But, it interacts well. My sister, I actually let her try it because she's had issues with chemical dependency too, and so I gave her a couple of those, and she tried them, and she broke out in hives and shit. She had an allergic reaction to it.
Oh yeah, I've heard that too. It can be tough.
Lately I've been starting to itch a lot more from it. I don't know if it's causing anything. But,
what's your dosage that you're at?
I take 8 milligrams 3 times a day.
So pretty high dosage.
Yeah, it is. I don't know which kind you want. This is spicier. This one's gonna be spicier. This it doesn't have the peppercorn in it.
Peppercorn. Let's see. One is chai. One is chai spice.
They're both chai.
I really don't know. Should I just take the?
Yeah, that one's the spicy one.
All right, man. Here's cheers to sobriety.
Cheers.
There you
go. Drinking kratom. That was good stuff. I'd say Suboxone is a lot like that. Like, you don't get high from it, but you got that feeling from it, you know, and it helped your withdrawal symptoms and everything. And like even kratom, you said helped with your pain and everything.
Yeah, it does actually. After I used it for a while, I kind of thought it wasn't working much, but then I just kind of stopped using it because I was like, oh, this isn't even doing anything. And then I tried it again, and I was like, no, actually, this does quite a bit.
Yeah.
I found how I know it's working is when I'm able to like go into a store and walk around for 20 minutes without thinking about, oh, my neck hurts. So I can do it. Yeah, a couple of teaspoons of some decent stuff.
As whenever I take a whole strip, it's basically assuring that, yeah, I'm not going to be able to get high that day. And that's kind of how I use it. I use it as, you know, there's no way that I'm going to be able to go out and get high. Like, I'd have to wait 2 or 3 days just for it to get out of my system.
And in a day, I mean, that craving goes away. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. It only takes a couple hours or less.
You don't even feel like it anymore. Yeah, I've been noticing that, like, just those cravings. Like, even though I'm on Suboxone, I still get the urge to, you know, just maybe I should just, you know, not take it for a little while and then go out. And it's I end up changing my mind. Like whenever that thinking gets that type of mentality gets in my head, that's whenever I'd like to, you know, take a piece of medicine, like, you know, take a part of the strip or the whole strip and just let it dissolve. It does taste like shit though.
You got to be smarter than yourself, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Trick yourself so that you don't make the wrong decision.
Dude, I do all the time. That's how it was done at first. Like for me, I just made myself keep taking it, and then, you know, it's just like I got to learn to deal with life, and you know, so
anger is really hard for opiate users.
Yeah, for me too. Like it is for me. Like my mom, she tells me I need to go to anger management, and I try to manage my anger, but I mean every now and then, you know, you slip and, you know, you get mad at people who don't even like you're not even mad at really, you're just like in an angry mood, and
or they don't know you're mad at them, so it's only hurting you.
Well, I mean me, I'm really like I don't really get mad at people.
Can we sit down for a little bit?
I kind of get in an angry mood.
Yeah. Yeah, and
want some honey?
No thanks. Yeah, I just had to give my neck a rest here.
For sure.
So yeah, we're talking to Jonathan about Suboxone. This is Eureka Live.
Man, how do you do this? Do you like go back home and you edit it and you can like you cut and paste?
Yeah. It's just like a song.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's see, what else is there to talk about with Suboxone? I don't know.
We do. I'll tell you, it's a real hard program to get onto. I applied for it several months before I actually was able to get onto it.
And when you say like get on the program, do you mean something here in town, or did you do it out of town?
Yeah, well, that was Arcata. I went to go apply for the Suboxone group in Arcata, and then that was maybe in December or January. And then later on in March of this year, I went to rehab in Napa Valley. And whenever I got back from there, I called up the Suboxone clinic and I told them, hey, I just got out of rehab, I'm clean, I'm on Suboxone, I was hoping, you know, I can continue, you know, with that. And they said, well, since you're already on it and you did apply a while ago, they put me on the program, and which I'm blessed to actually be on that program.
Yeah.
Like people are waiting, they're waiting for people to either die or just go out and relapse again. Mm-hmm. Like there's people on the waiting list just hoping for people to relapse, you know, and to get off so that they can get on. I mean, it's a life-changing, life-saving program.
What's something that could get someone kicked off the program?
Using wood. Selling your prescription wood.
Drinking?
drinking, it depends. If you're an alcoholic, like if if you drink to always be intoxicated, then yeah, that would be an issue. But I mean, I can have a beer if I want to. I had a beer a couple nights ago. I kept it at one. I just wanted to, drink one. It's fine. Like they don't drug test for it. You're not supposed to smoke marijuana either. Like, you can have your 215 and then you can smoke, but if you don't have your 215, they don't approve of it.
Yeah.
I mean, but
I think marijuana is so powerful as an antidote in a world with drug addicts and alcoholics. It's like, it can help a lot in my experience.
Yeah. No, marijuana does help me for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have my 215, but I don't really smoke a lot, but I smoke as needed. I'd say, and like it helps, and I think their understanding of that, they're a little bit more lenient on the marijuana rules.
Yeah.
Just because it's Humboldt and everybody does. If they made that rule, I'm pretty sure nobody would be able to be on the program, or everyone would have their 215.
Yeah.
Just whilst you're sitting down now, close your eyes. You can change your position if you want, but it doesn't matter. And with your eyes closed, it means that your brain is not taken up with processing visual data. You have more space in your brain to feel sensations in the body, which means that you can find out how to relax your body more and make it even more comfortable. So with your eyes closed, if you want to move your legs, move them. If you want to wiggle your bottom, fidget it, please do so. I'm fidgeting my bottom.
Hello, sir. My colleague and I are going to the neighborhood to see if you'd like to know the truth.
Sure, I love the truth.
Okay, we from Jehovah Witness. We Kingdom Hall Jehovah Witness, and we believe, sir, that many people interpret the Bible is wrong.
What's a Jehovah's Witness?
Yes, sir. We believe the truth. I was once like you. I know not what to believe, but then I let my provider Jehovah into my heart.
Oh my goodness, your little cartoon has a girl on fire.
Yes, because the Jehovah will bring judgment against all and perish like the little girl will burn in the fire.
Well, you shouldn't be handing out drawings like this, ma'am. Well, don't you know that the government is watching you?
The government are watching me?
Why is that?
He said the government are watching us.
Right now?
How long they been watching us?
Thank you for listening. The last track is called Church of Bones by the historian himself from the album Gather Bones.
I don't know, what shall we do with all these bodies? Oh, I don't know. Perhaps we'll build a church out of their bones. Oh, I don't know. What shall we do with all these bodies? Oh, I don't know. Perhaps we'll build a church out of their bones. Oh, I don't know. What shall we do with all these bodies? Oh, I don't know. Perhaps we'll build a church out of their bones.
Hyenas from the east, caracaras from the west, from the north, strange beast which nest in rotting flesh. Reeking gypsies pick the skulls clean of gold, and the mold. Fold that map away, let these Pharisees not see it. They'll make martyrs of us if they learn what we believe in. We tiptoe slowly across the death-strewn valley, sons and daughters of fading shadows forgotten, trying to stay a day's march away from the cloud of all-consuming darkness. In times of hardship, every bishop erects his personal monuments, collects relics, and basks as pilgrims pay homage to him. The famine breeds plague, the sickness feeds religion, religion leads to war which only adds more victims. I swear, I can hear the soil breathing heavy under the weight of the slain. Brown clay stained black with dried death, the earth's teeming depths so choked with souls that no tree grows leaves. The blackened branches of dead spring don't sway in the breeze, they stiffly shudder, rattling like the bones they grow in. These roots run so deep that when we pulled up the weeds, souls from the nether regions were ripped free, and the demon dreads from the depths and ragged tangles intertwined, blinked bewildered in the burnt sunlight, and sat strangely quiet, reluctant to dive back into the cave it came from. So we fed it the heel of a loaf, and it began to speak slow. Nay, it sang low, a strange song of names, beginning with the first sinful man and stretching through history into these modern days.
Yes, excellent. Perfect, in fact. Oh, I don't know. What shall we do with all these bodies? Oh, I don't know. Perhaps we'll build a church out of their bones. Oh, I don't know. What shall we do with all these bodies? Oh, I don't know. Perhaps we'll build a church out of their bones. Oh, I don't know. What shall we do with all these bodies? Oh, I don't know. Perhaps we'll build a church out of their bones.
And it stayed with us in an old bird cage, moaning its alien hymn of something radiant sin. We only prayed that as its strange song neared its end, we would not hear of friends recently fallen in the unholy fray. Far away, their earthly remains incorporated into the great vile spires reaching skyward. On the other side of the days of Moses, we marched from the mountains to the sea, our people far from chosen, chased by a dark god into the ocean. A tribe defiant, we carried our sick, but the jackals left no trace behind us. And after many days' journey beyond the edge of our map, we encountered temples crumbling and gagging on heavy sand in a land that swallows all upon it. And there we stood astonished that pillars toppled and the statues of once great men, now forgotten but for the chisel work of their slaves, left as testament. And by the dancing firelight, the statues seemed to come alive and speak again. And the little demon in the bird cage never took his gaze off them. Wild-eyed, golden and glassy in the vastness of that desert night, he hummed his peculiar tune even when Father cast a stone to silence him. He hummed and we wondered then if indeed he remembered and had fear of them, these self-exalted god-men, haunting wanderers lost in the land their kingdom had fallen in.
My family lost upon the land, and I sing the songs of my ancestors old, the great white deserts for wandering o'er. And I was born with blood on my hand, my family lost upon the land, singing the songs of our ancestors old, the great white deserts are for